Hey everybody, this is Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and I've got a very special video for you today. I went to a comic book signing down at Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland. They were hosting Skottie Young, and you know him from all the famous covers that he does, as well as him writing a lot of really big books right now, like Strange Academy, The Me You Love in the Dark, and Twig. Twig is his latest creation, and it's the one I guess they're celebrating. The first issue just came out here this last month. So I ended up going down to Annapolis. It was a Saturday morning. I had to be at work by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So luckily they offer this MVP or VIP pass that, yes, you have to pay a little bit of money for it, but it basically puts you into, I guess it's about the first 30 or so in that line, and you get through the line a little bit quicker. And I go ahead and pay for that. Actually, I think you end up getting a few more extra books signed as well. Normally, I want to say that they had a limit of maybe 2, maybe 3. I'm not really sure. I think you could get 2 of your own, and then you could pick up a couple there at the store that he had on the table. I'm not sure how it worked for that. I know for the VIP that you could get, I think it was up to 6, although I didn't pick up any from the store itself. I got a few more done. But let's just go into the books. I want to show you what I got, and then I'm going to show you something a little special too that I picked up at the same time. So let's just start with the first book here. We got Twig #1. I wanted to get this one done because this cover art is actually by Skottie Young. So he doesn't do the art on the interiors, he just does the writing, but he did the cover for #1 here on this one. And let's just do the Twigs first. This was one of the Virgin variants, and forgive me, I don't remember the name of the artist on this one. But that was really nice, and I had actually liked the idea of it being very, the Virgin having all this white area up there. Great signing area, right? And then the last version of Twig I got was the Virgin copy with a Peach Momoko cover. Now, this is something that I'm hoping to eventually get to meet Peach Momoko in person. I had sent books to a CGC representative doing a signing with her down, I believe it was a MegaCon here a few weeks ago, but all this happened before I knew that Skottie Young was going to be here, or maybe I would have arranged to have the books scheduled to be signed. I don't know, but all I know is that hopefully someday I'll run into Peach Momoko herself and I'll be able to have this book signed in person. So those were the Twig issues that I got signed. And let's see, I ended up with a couple of his covers that were really nice. This was the brand new Amazing Spider-Man #1 with John Romita artwork on the interior, but it was a Skottie Young cover on this variant. And I thought that was real appropriate. It's one of the newest covers that had just come out. I don't have a lot of Skottie Young books. They pop up occasionally. I'm not going to say I'm a big fan of the baby artwork. I think it's amusing and everything, but it's not something that I went out there and bought a lot of. So when they were going to have the signing, I was trying to go through the collection. I'm going, well, what do I really want to get signed? It was going to be limited to begin with. So I ended up choosing things that were really close in hand. And when this came out on the stands, I made a point of making sure I picked that one up. I thought that was really nice, especially being a #1 issue. And then, let's see, I did have this one. I got this from Third Eye as well, as it was a auction win, and I think this is Fantastic Four. Yes, Fantastic Four #5, and it's not the regular one. The black and white's a little bit more rare, and I thought that was really neat. And they signed it in black, which is really nice on here. Yeah, I thought that was kind of nice. And then, I take it back. Well, I was going to say, they ended up, if you were in the VIP line, they gave you extra copies of some of the regular trade dress books. Now, that one I didn't get signed. It was just still stuck in the pile there. But I got a copy of The Me You Love in the Dark signed. I love this book. I love this series. I love the artwork. And I wish I had been able to get the Third Eye Comics exclusive cover to #1. It was done by Jenny Frison, and it just absolutely gorgeous. And I've got them. They're over there in the boxes, but they've been graded at CGC. I've got 9/8 on both of them, and there's no way I was cracking them out for this. But I did go back and I looked on the stands at several stores to find me a couple of copies of this. Now, I only got one of these signed, but that's really nice. I really enjoyed that series. And then I had Strange Academy. I got 2 of these. Now, this is Strange Academy #1. This is the 3rd print. Yeah, this is the 3rd printing. I actually like this a lot. Wish I'd had the Virgin on this, because that would have presented a really nice white area for him to sign. But yeah, I thought that was really nice. These are books that I've been working on and contemplating sending to CGC. Now, of course, they would have to go to CBCS to be verified and everything. And I may continue to work on them a little bit, but otherwise, it's something for the collection. And then the last thing I got signed, and you'll have to forgive me, I don't have it on hand. I'll have to get it. Give me one sec. It's a project book. And you'll have to forgive the cover. It's a big hardbound book. It is covered with my daughter's book cover from when she was in 2nd grade, but it is the Marvel 50 years anniversary book or whatever. Goes through the history of Marvel and everything. And I've had this since about 1993, and I've been getting some pretty big names to sign on it there. You can see Stan Lee, Bill Sienkiewicz, there's Todd McFarlane, Frank Miller, there's Neil Adams on this page. This is one of my favorite pages. And over here down here at the bottom here, you can see Skottie Young signed it right next to Joe Quesada's autograph and everything. But I've been working on this. I'll scoot back to one of the other spreads here. And I've got multiple spreads in this book, and the book's starting to have some wear to it, so I'm not going to hold it up there and cause more damage. But I've been working on that book since 1993. I don't even know, I've never counted how many autographs I've got on there, but I started back in the day by getting the likes of the Sal Buscema's, the John Romita Sr. and Jr., the Simon Says, all these classic Marvel 80s artists. And well, John Romita Sr. obviously is more than that, but it was just starting to be this fun project. I started collecting all these Marvel artists. Even if you worked on it just a little bit, I'd get a Marvel artist to sign that, or a creator. I shouldn't say just an artist, but a writer too. But like a Dave Gibbons, for example, he doesn't have a big Marvel footprint, but he's in the book. And there's some other artists in there that worked a little bit with Marvel, and I would go ahead and get them if they were big enough. I mean, yeah, I mean, some of the names, like, they're really big. Dave Gibbons is obviously a really good example. That's a huge name in the industry, but he doesn't have a Marvel history, so to speak. He's known for so much more than whatever he did for Marvel. But it's good having him in the book like that. So it's just a book I continue to add more and more signatures to. Maybe someday I'll go through and I'll give you a list of everybody I've got in there. I'm running out of room on the clean pages. Actually had to start on some of the pages with that have some text, like that Skottie Young autograph you saw was on the title page in there, and I really never intended for that page to be used, really, but I'm kind of running out of room on some of the big white pages now. Anyway, that was the last autograph from Skottie Young I got. But hold on, the day was not over, because it ended up being pretty interesting. So I'm standing in line, and to get Skottie Young, I'm probably about 20, 25 back in the VIP line and everything. And I prepared myself. I didn't get down there super early, but I got in there early enough that I could make sure I got through even that part of the line quickly. And brought a stool, and I'm sitting there basically in the parking lot. And this woman walks up behind me, I believe with her husband. I'm not really sure, but this couple walks up, and they're standing behind me, and I immediately recognized Trish Forstner from Stray Dogs, and she was coming in to get Skottie Young to sign, I want to say it was her copy of, I want to say it's one of her copies of Stray Dogs that he did the cover for, and then she had a copy of one of his books that she did the cover for. And she had never, I ended up talking with her for an hour, and it was fascinating. She had never met him in person. I think she had FaceTime with him maybe once, but she was right in line with me the whole time, so we got to talk a lot and everything. And the first thing I said to her as she walked up, I didn't even say hi. I said, well, I guess I should have brought some of the books, some of my Stray Dogs with me, shouldn't I? And she just laughed because she's done multiple signings at Third Eye Comics. But that was pretty cool to spend some time with her and listen to her talking about some of the issues when the stores do exclusive covers and things like that. And it was interesting to get some insight into some of that. And the best part is we talked and I said, well, I guess I'm going to see you in a few weeks down in Charlotte. She's going to go to Heroes Con with her cohort. It was on Stray Dogs. Tony is it Fleeks? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But anyway, the Heroes Initiative, or I believe, was bringing both of them in. So she's going down there for that. And I said, well, I've got a stack of your books back home that you had signed for me earlier that I'll be bringing down there. So when I walk up to the table and I ask Tony to get these books signed and I have nothing for you and I just say hi, just remember to say hi to Rusty. I was being a complete fanboy at that point. But what I had in mind when I was going through line, like I said, I was right in front of her. So I went up and did talk to Skottie Young. We talked about the art a little bit, but one of the things that I really like what he's doing these days is the writing on some of the books. It's just fabulous. So we talked a little bit, finished up, and then I immediately went to one of the special racks there at Third Eye Comics where they have a rack of their exclusive covers of different books. And what I knew that they still had these on the stand. And that was my intention, was to get up there, get these books quickly before Trish could leave. And so I ended up picking up 2 copies of Stray Dogs, Dog Days #1. It's a couple more of these horror homage covers and everything. And it took a while to go through the line because there was a lot of people in the store that day. And I'm standing there, it's like, okay, come on. I just want to get these books and be able to see if I can get Trish to sign them while she's still there. Luckily, she ended up going and buying some stuff on her own, and she's back in line with me again. So I'm sitting there talking to her again, and I said, you know what I was going to do, right? And I just held the books up, and I said, would you mind signing these when we finish up here? And she obliged, and after we were both finished through the cash register there and made our purchases, and she came over and she signed both books here. Let me see if you can see it a little bit. No, right in the light. Okay, that's awful. I'm doing an awful job. Let's not do that. So one of them's in silver, one of them's in a blue Sharpie and everything. So I'm going to add these to the stack of books I'm going to take to Charlotte. And yeah, that was a special day. So I go down there for Skottie Young, and I ended up with some Stray Dogs getting signed. That was awesome. So just a shout out to Third Eye Comics. They handle these signings really well. It was a nice morning, and I got to work on time. So that was an added bonus, I guess. So anyway, guys, that is it. Short video. I just thought I'd show you some of the books I picked up at the signing, and hope you enjoyed this. Guys, I'll see you for the next video. Take care.